Now that we have talked about the music ecosystem and various sectors, let's talk about the most important part of everything, revenue streams. This is a critical topic because, let's be real, creating music is one thing, but being able to make a living from it, that's a whole different ballgame. Now, when I first started out, I didn't really understand all the different ways money flows in the music industry. It was confusing, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And I missed out on some opportunities because of that. But today, I'm here to make sure that you don't get caught up in all that web. I don't want that to happen to you. So let's break it all down and go through the key ways you can earn money in the music business. Trust me, whether you are an artist, producer, songwriter, or even a manager, knowing these streams is essential. So grab a pen and grab a paper and let's get into it. First things first, performance royalties. Now, we have performance royalties, which every time your song gets played publicly, whether it's on the radio, on the TV, or in a restaurant, or at a concert, you earn performance royalties. This is one of the most reliable sources of income for artists and songwriters. Let's say your song gets played on the radio, that play generates a royalty, and organizations like ASCAP, BMI, or CESAC, which are all called PROs or performance right organizations, collect that money for you. You need to sign up with one of these organizations to make sure you get paid. Example of some of these things you can get as benefits is going to be shown in another video. I'll be showing you guys how to open your PROs and get everything sorted. Now, imagine your song gets featured on a popular TV show and it airs across multiple countries. Each time it airs, you are earning what we call royalty, performance royalties from each region, which adds up over time. Number two, for your income stream, we have what we call mechanical royalties. Mechanical royalties are earned when your music is reproduced or distributed, whether that's a physical CD or something that's like a vinyl, which I know a lot of you guys don't use, but you also go for digital downloads and streams on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. But here's the catch. Streaming pays very little per play, but don't worry, it adds up over time. For example, Spotify pays around 0.003 to 0.005 per stream, which doesn't sound like much, right? But if your track racks up millions of streams, those pennies turn into a decent amount. To make sure you're collecting your mechanical royalties, you'll want to sign up with a music publishing administrator or a service like Harry Fox Agency. I'll be dropping you guys a list of publishers you can try and then people that can help with your mechanical royalties as a resource file in this video. Let's go to the third one, which is sync licensing. Now, sync licensing is a gold mine if you can tap into it. This is when your music gets licensed to be used in visual media like TV shows, movies, commercials, or even video games. Not only do you get a lump sum upfront for the license, but you can also earn performance royalties every time that media is aired. Now, a perfect example is a well-known sync deal will be when a song is used in a national commercial. Just imagine how many billion people will be watching that. Not only does this artist get exposure, but they also get paid a fee for the usage of their song, sometimes in the tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the commercial and who's involved. What I love about sync licensing from my experience is that it can give an artist massive exposure in a completely different arena than just releasing your regular music or trying to drop an album. Plus, it pays well, which is a bonus point for whoever gets a sync license. Now, the fourth revenue source is digital streaming income. Now, when most people think about making money in music today, they think of streaming on platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, DistroKid, platforms that you get your song put once you pay a certain amount, places like Tidal and the rest. It's true, but streaming is now one of the biggest sources of revenue for artists, but it's also important to understand that it's a volume game. For instance, you might earn fractions of a cent per stream, but if you get millions of streams, it starts to add up, just like I said earlier. Keep in mind, that streaming payouts vary depending on the platform and the listener's location. Let's say your single gets added to a popular playlist on Spotify. A lot of you guys want to be on that playlist because it's amazing. That can lead to thousands or even millions of streams. If you are lucky enough to have a song go viral on TikTok, streaming can go kaboom and you get a lot of revenue from that. Now, the fifth source of income is merchandising. This is where you can get creative. Merchandising is a direct way of connecting with your fans, and you make money from selling things like t-shirts, hoodies, hats, posters, and even unique items like custom vinyl records or signed memorabilia or things that are just there. You can sell cups, mugs, socks, as small as a jug, or maybe anything like a glass that has your name on top. That could create money for you. Now, what's great about merch is that it often has higher profit margins. You might only earn fractions of a cent from a stream, but if you sell t-shirt for $25, it costs you $10 to make. You are pocketing $15 of that money. So if you are going on tour, selling merch at your shows can be a big boost for your income. Plus, it allows your fans to support you directly from their pocket. That's a P2P transaction. Now, the sixth one is touring and live performances. Touring is where many artists make the bulk of their income. If you remember what we said earlier, especially at the mid to the high level. Performing live brings this crazy ticket sale, and if you are big enough, you could even get sponsorship deals for your tour. Let's say you sell out a 500 capacity venue and charge $20 per ticket. That's $10,000 ticket sales for just one show. Now factor in a world tour with multiple cities, and it's easy to see how touring becomes a significant revenue stream. And don't forget, while you are on tour, you can also sell your merch at the venue, which can add thousands of dollars to your earnings. So the seventh revenue stream is publishing rights. We can't stress this enough. Owning your publishing rights can open up more revenue streams because publishing income comes from various sources, including performance and mechanical joined together, but it's also tied to the ownership of your composition. If you write your own songs, you should consider setting up your own publishing company, or at least making sure you are signed up with a publishing administrator. For me personally, I feel like you could use things like Songtrust and Songtrust and Beastars Publishing. Now, this ensures you collect all the royalties you are owed, especially from international sources. I'll be making an extensive videos on how you can sign up to these platforms as bonus videos. Now, let's go to the eighth stream of income, which is neighboring rights. What is neighboring rights? Neighboring rights are another royalty type that's often overlooked. People don't talk about this, and you'll be hearing it for the first time here. These are royalties for performers and master recording owners when their music is played publicly. Now, don't get confused. It's similar to performance royalties, but it is specific to the actual recording and not just the composition. If your music gets played on the radio, in stores, or in clubs, you are entitled to neighboring rights royalties. Organizations like Sound Exchange in the US handle these collections for digital performances. Now, in the resource I'll be sending to you guys, or leaving here for you to download, you'll be seeing some of the neighboring rights details. Now, the ninth factor for making money is crowdfunding and fan support, because crowdfunding helps a lot. Places like Patreon, Kickstarter, and GoFundMe have become popular ways for artists to generate revenue by engaging directly with their fans. In case they want to raise something, they can easily just sign up. Fans can support your financial earnings and give you some things in exchange for exclusive content or early releases, or even personal experiences. You could offer your fans a behind-the-scene look at your creative process through Patreon, where they pay a monthly subscription for access to exclusive content. Some artists make thousands of dollars every month just through fan support. If you're in a place like Nigeria, you could use Seller. If you're in a place like the US, you could use Shopify. Even in Nigeria, you could use Shopify. So whichever one you feel is cool for you, you can easily just create an account and then sign up and then start getting money. So there you have it, the 9 key revenue streams in music. The key takeaway here is to diversify your income. Don't just rely on stream, because streaming is just a fraction. Instead, tap into as many of these revenue sources as possible to build a sustainable career in music. One last piece of advice is be proactive. Set up your accounts with the right organizations like PROs, publishing administrators, and digital distributors. Pay attention to details of your deals and always stay on top of how and where your music is generating income. I'll be dropping extensive resource for you guys to watch after this video, and also giving you guys a downloadable PDF. But understanding how to get paid is all part of the business, and that's what we are here for, to help you get insights and do what you are supposed to do here at Music Business University. Thanks for watching this module. I will see you in the next lesson, where we'll dive into how to build your music brand, because without a brand, you don't make any money and you'll be confused. Your fans will not know what you are doing. So let's dive into it without wasting more time.